Every morning, when you open your eyes, life gives you a brand new page. The question is, what will you write on it today? Many of us wake up carrying yesterday's worries, yesterday's mistakes, and yesterday's failures. But every sunrise whispers, you have another chance to grow, to love, to forgive, and to become a little better than you were yesterday. Becoming your best self doesn't happen in a single day. It happens every day. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Think of a tree. It doesn't grow by stretching all at once. It grows silently, patiently, one ring at a time. In the same way, your growth may be slow, but it's happening if you nurture it with the right mindset. The secret lies in small, consistent efforts. A little kindness here, a little discipline there, a few moments of gratitude. They might seem insignificant, but over time, they build the foundation of greatness. The best version of yourself is not found in some distant future. It's built through the choices you make today. Remember, every challenge that comes your way is not a punishment, but an opportunity. Every person who tests your patience is your teacher. Every failure is feedback, not finality. The more you learn to see life this way, the more you'll discover that growth is not about changing who you are. It's about becoming who you were meant to be. Don't compare your journey with others. Flowers don't compete to bloom. They just open up to the sun when it's their time. Your path is unique. Your story is sacred. Focus on becoming your best self, not someone else's reflection. So today, begin with a small promise to yourself to be a little more patient, a little more loving, a little more grateful than yesterday. One day, when you look back, you'll realize that becoming your best self wasn't about one grand achievement. It was about the countless small victories that shaped your soul. Every new day is a fresh opportunity to grow and start again. When we wake up in the morning, it's not just another routine beginning. It's a gentle reminder from life itself that we have been given one more chance to live better, think deeper, and love stronger. Too often, we carry the weight of yesterday's mistakes, regrets, and disappointments into the present moment. We let the past define how we act today. But life, in its wisdom, keeps giving us a new sunrise. Not to repeat the old stories, but to write new ones. Each morning is like an unopened gift, waiting to reveal what we can make of it. No matter how many times we've failed, how many wrong choices we've made, or how many moments we wish we could redo, the beauty of life lies in renewal. The universe doesn't hold grudges. Nature never says, "You messed up yesterday, so no sunshine for you today." The sun still rises, the wind still blows, and the flowers still bloom. That's life's way of saying, you can start again. The key is to align our mindset with that truth, to stop looking back with guilt, and to start looking forward with gratitude. Every day is an invitation to begin again, to forgive someone who hurt us, to apologize to someone we hurt, to focus a little more on our dreams, or simply to smile even when things aren't perfect. It's not about changing everything overnight. It's about making one small improvement that moves us closer to who we want to be. When we approach each day with that awareness, we begin to live intentionally rather than mechanically. Imagine if we treated every sunrise as a new page, blank, untainted, waiting for our words. What would we write on it? Would we fill it with complaints, fears, and doubts? Or would we fill it with purpose, kindness, and courage? The truth is, what we write each day becomes the story of our life. And if we don't consciously choose what to write, life will write it for us. So, the moment we open our eyes, we must remind ourselves, today is a gift, not a guarantee. There will never be another day exactly like this one. The people you meet, the choices you make, and the experiences you encounter will all shape the person you are becoming. That's why each morning should be greeted with gratitude and determination. Even if yesterday was filled with failure, today holds the power of redemption. Even if last night you felt broken, today carries the promise of healing. Growth doesn't always come from grand decisions. Sometimes it begins with something as simple as deciding to smile despite the struggle, to try again after disappointment, or to trust that better things are on the way. Every day gives us the canvas, but we must choose the colors. Will we paint it with worry or with faith? With anger or with compassion? The choice is always ours. When we truly understand this, every sunrise becomes sacred. We stop taking life for granted and start living with intention. Each day is not just another date on the calendar. It's a divine opportunity to grow, to rise, and to become a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. Becoming your best self is a continuous daily process, not a one-time transformation. Many people believe that self-improvement comes from one major event, a powerful speech, a sudden realization, or a big success. But real growth doesn't happen like lightning. It happens like dawn, slowly, gently, and consistently. You don't wake up one morning completely transformed. You evolve little by little, through countless small decisions made with awareness and intention. Becoming your best self isn't about reaching a final destination. It's about walking the path every day with commitment and patience. Life is not a single exam that you pass once and move on. It's more like a daily practice. Just as an athlete trains every day to build strength, or a musician rehearses daily to perfect a melody, we must also work on our inner world consistently. There's no graduation day for personal growth. The moment we stop learning, reflecting, and growing, we begin to stagnate. That's why the most successful and peaceful people aren't the ones who have achieved everything. They're the ones who never stop improving, who see every day as a new opportunity to refine themselves. The process of becoming better isn't always visible to others. It's often silent and internal. It's about choosing to respond calmly when you could have reacted in anger, about speaking kindly when your ego tempts you to prove a point, about forgiving yourself for not being perfect. These small internal victories shape your best self far more than external achievements ever can. The world may not applaud your patience or your humility, but those quiet moments are what build the foundation of your character. Every day brings a new test. Some days you'll feel strong and focused, other days you'll feel lost and weary. But that's part of the process. Growth isn't a straight line, it's filled with pauses, mistakes, and learning moments. When you understand that personal development is a journey, not a race, you stop comparing your progress to others and start appreciating your own unique rhythm. The focus shifts from how fast am I growing to how sincerely am I growing. To your best self is not found in a single moment of glory, but in the discipline of showing up daily. Even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. It's built in the quiet hours when you choose to do what's right instead of what's easy. It's built in the moments when you reflect, learn, and realign your thoughts toward goodness. The key is consistency, not perfection. You don't have to be great every day, but you have to show up every day with the intention to grow, to learn, and to become a little better than before. When you see life this way, every morning becomes meaningful. You start realizing that every day you get another chance to practice being your best self, to be kind, patient, mindful, and purposeful. It's not about reaching the top. It's about rising a little higher each day. That's how transformation truly happens. Quietly, persistently, one choice at a time. Focus on progress, not perfection, because perfection is an illusion that traps us in self-doubt, while progress is a truth that frees us to grow. So many people give up on becoming their best selves because they think they have to be flawless, that every action must be perfect, every step must be right, and every decision must lead to success. But life doesn't work that way. Growth is not a straight road. It's a winding path filled with lessons, failures, and new beginnings. The moment you stop chasing perfection and start celebrating progress, you begin to live with more peace, clarity, and confidence. Perfection is like a mirage. No matter how close you get, it keeps moving further away. It makes you constantly feel like you're not enough. But progress, on the other hand, is real and attainable. It reminds you that even small steps forward matter. Maybe today you handled stress better than yesterday, or maybe you were a little kinder, a little more disciplined, or a little more grateful. Those small improvements are what shape your best self. The difference between people who grow and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's the ability to recognize and appreciate small, consistent progress. When we chase perfection, we live in fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. That fear kills creativity and confidence. But when we focus on progress, we allow ourselves to learn through experience. Mistakes become teachers, not enemies. Failures become feedback, not proof of inadequacy. The goal shifts from, I must get it right, to, I will do it better next time. And that small change in attitude transforms the way we see ourselves and our journey. Think of how a sculptor shapes a statue. They don't strike the perfect shape in one blow. They chip away slowly, layer by layer. With each stroke, the masterpiece becomes clearer. That's how growth works. You don't become your best self in one grand act. You refine yourself daily through choices, effort, and patience. The beauty of progress lies in persistence, not perfection. Perfection is about comparison, trying to match an image of how you or your life should look. Progress is about connection, aligning your actions with who you truly are and who you are becoming. The moment you focus on progress, life becomes lighter. You stop being at war with yourself and start working with yourself. You begin to see mistakes not as proof that you failed, but as signs that you tried, that you're growing, that you're alive. Every day doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. Some days will be productive, others will test your patience. Some days you'll move fast, others you'll just manage to stay standing, and that's still progress. The secret is to keep moving, even if it's just one step forward, because over time, those tiny steps build strength, wisdom, and resilience. And one day, when you look back, you'll see that it wasn't perfection that defined your journey. It was your steady, humble, and consistent progress that made you your best self. Like nature, true development is patient, steady, and silent. Growth is not always loud, visible, or instantly rewarding. Just like a seed buried deep in the soil, your progress often happens quietly, away from the world's attention. When you plant a seed, you don't see it sprouting overnight. It takes time, nurturing, sunlight, and patience. But beneath the surface, something powerful is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is building. And one day, when the time is right, it breaks through the ground and reaches toward the sky. That is how real personal growth works. It takes patience, unseen effort, and faith in the process. In a world that glorifies speed and instant results, we've forgotten the value of slow growth. We expect immediate success, quick rewards, and fast recognition. But life doesn't operate on our schedule. The most beautiful things in nature, a blooming flower, a mighty tree, a flowing river, all take time to form. Nothing meaningful grows overnight. The same applies to you. You can't rush maturity, wisdom, or inner peace. They are fruits that grow only through consistent effort and time. When we become impatient, we start comparing ourselves to others who seem to be moving faster. We forget that every tree has its own season. The mango tree and the rose plant bloom at different times, but both are beautiful in their own way. Your journey is not behind or ahead. It's unfolding exactly as it should. Just because you don't see visible progress doesn't mean you're not growing. The roots of transformation often grow deep before any outward change appears. True development is not just about external achievements. It's about the quiet strengthening of your inner world. It's learning to stay calm during storms, to forgive when you could retaliate, to hope when you could give up. These silent victories are what shape your soul and prepare you for the bigger things life has planned for you. Every patient moment, every quiet effort, and every unseen struggle is adding to your strength. You may not realize it now, but later, when you look back, you'll see how those hidden moments shaped your best self. There's wisdom in waiting, in trusting the timing of your own growth. A seed doesn't question how long it will take to become a tree. It simply keeps growing. Likewise, you don't need to rush or force your evolution. Keep watering your dreams with effort, feeding your mind with positivity, and nurturing your heart with gratitude. When you do, life will unfold naturally, not in your time, but in the right time. True development isn't about being noticed, it's about being rooted. The more deeply you build your foundation, your values, your habits, your mindset, the stronger you'll stand when life's winds blow. The world may not applaud your patience, but one day it will see the result of your silent strength. Growth that lasts is never rushed. It's calm, steady, and deeply grounded, just like nature itself. Small acts of kindness, discipline, and gratitude accumulate into greatness. We often think that greatness is built on grand gestures, major achievements, or dramatic life changes. But in truth, the foundation of a meaningful and successful life is laid in the little things we do every single day. The choices that may seem ordinary but hold extraordinary power. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, leaves a mark on the world. Every moment of self-discipline shapes your character. Every breath of gratitude strengthens your heart. Together, these small actions become the invisible bricks that build the house of greatness. Kindness doesn't always require big gestures or public recognition. It's in the smile you offer to a stranger, the patience you show when someone tests your limits, or the time you take to listen when others only talk. Kindness has a ripple effect. One small act can inspire another, spreading goodness farther than you can imagine. When you make kindness a daily habit, you not only uplift others, but also refine your own heart. It teaches humility, compassion, and empathy, qualities that define true greatness far more than wealth or fame ever could. Discipline, too, may seem like a simple word, but it's the backbone of every meaningful success. It's waking up early when your mind says sleep a little longer, doing what's right when no one is watching, and staying consistent when motivation fades. Discipline builds trust, not just from others, but within yourself. When you keep your promises to yourself, you grow in confidence and inner strength. Over time, those daily habits of discipline turn into results that others may call luck. But you'll know it was built on persistence and self-control. Gratitude, the third pillar, is what gives depth and warmth to our journey. When you pause to appreciate what you have, your breath, your family, your opportunities, even your challenges, you shift your focus from lack to abundance. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into blessings. It calms the restless mind and keeps the heart humble. A grateful person sees beauty in the simple things and joy in the journey itself. And when you live with gratitude, even the smallest moments become sacred. Together, these three, kindness, discipline, and gratitude, are like three threads woven into the fabric of a great life. They may seem small on their own, but when practiced daily they create a strong and beautiful pattern of growth. You don't have to change the whole world to live meaningfully. You just have to change your small world every day through these actions. Over time, you'll notice that the people who truly inspire others aren't the ones who did something once and became famous. They're the ones who lived with consistency, integrity, and heart. Their greatness was built one choice at a time, one kind act, one moment of gratitude, one decision of discipline. Life rewards those who value small steps, because those steps, taken with love and awareness, always lead to greatness. Challenges and failures are teachers, not obstacles. Every difficulty you face carries within it a lesson that cannot be learned in comfort. When life tests you, it isn't trying to break you, it's trying to shape you. We often pray for strength, patience, and wisdom, but when life gives us situations that require those very qualities, we complain and question why things are hard. Yet the truth is, the greatest lessons come wrapped in the most painful experiences. Growth doesn't happen when everything goes your way. It happens when you keep going even when nothing does. Failure is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you tried, that you dared to step out of your comfort zone. Every successful person has a collection of failures behind their achievements. What makes them different is how they interpret those failures. Some people see failure as an end, while others see it as feedback. When you treat challenges as teachers, you stop fearing them. You begin to ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? Instead of, why is this happening to me? That simple shift in mindset turns pain into purpose and confusion into clarity. Every challenge reveals a part of you that you didn't know existed. When you're pushed to your limits, you discover your inner strength. When things fall apart, you learn resilience. When people disappoint you, you learn to rely on yourself and your faith. When plans fail, you learn flexibility and patience. Life's difficulties are not random punishments. They are lessons tailored to your personal growth. They polish your soul just as fire refines gold, not to destroy it, but to make it shine brighter. It's easy to be positive when life is smooth. But true strength is tested when everything seems uncertain. Those moments are your training grounds. They teach humility when success tempts you to be proud, courage when fear tries to control you, and wisdom when confusion clouds your vision. Each struggle prepares you for the next level of your journey. Without hardship, we remain comfortable but stagnant. Without failure, we remain safe but small. It is only through struggle that we expand our capacity to live deeply and purposefully. Instead of running from difficulties, embrace them as your mentors. Ask yourself what they're teaching you: patience, forgiveness, trust, perseverance. The lessons might not be clear immediately, but they will make sense when you look back. Every mountain you climb gives you a better view of your path. Every storm you survive makes you stronger for the next one. When we learn to see challenges as teachers, we stop resisting life and start cooperating with it. Every difficulty becomes a chapter of transformation, every fall a step toward maturity. What seems like a setback today may be the very thing that prepares you for a breakthrough tomorrow. The greatest growth often hides in the moments that hurt the most. When you walk through them with faith and reflection, you realize that life's challenges were never against you. They were always for you. Growth means uncovering your true potential, not changing your essence. So often, we think becoming our best self means becoming someone entirely different, someone more confident, more successful, or more admired. But the truth is, growth isn't about becoming someone else. It's about returning to who you truly are beneath fear, doubt, and insecurity. Deep down, you already have greatness within you. Life's journey is about peeling away the layers that hide it. It's about rediscovering the wisdom, strength, and compassion that already live inside you. When we look at ourselves through the lens of comparison or expectation, we start believing we need to become something else to be worthy. We try to fit into molds created by society, family, or peers, to talk a certain way, look a certain way, or live according to what others think is right. But that constant striving to become makes us forget the beauty of simply being. Growth is not about altering your core. It's about refining it, polishing it, and letting your authentic self shine brighter. Think of a diamond. When it's found, it's rough, unshaped, and covered in dirt. But the value of the diamond isn't created when it's cut or polished. It was valuable even before that. The process only reveals the brilliance that was always there. That's how life works with us. Every challenge, every experience, every reflection is a polishing process, revealing more of your inner light. You're not becoming valuable. You're realizing that you've been valuable all along. True growth happens when you stop pretending and start embracing who you are, your strengths, your flaws, your unique story. The moment you accept yourself fully, you stop wasting energy on being someone else and start using that energy to elevate the person you already are. Self-acceptance doesn't mean you stop improving. It means you improve with love, not self-criticism. You nurture yourself instead of constantly judging yourself. That's when growth becomes joyful instead of exhausting. Uncovering your potential also means listening to your inner voice more than the noise around you. The world often tells you what success should look like: wealth, status, perfection. But your heart knows what truly fulfills you: peace, purpose, love, and contribution. When you grow from within, you stop chasing external validation and start living in alignment with your values. You begin to understand that your worth doesn't come from doing more or having more. It comes from being true to your purpose and living with integrity. As you uncover your potential, you realize that you are not in competition with anyone else. You are simply on a journey of becoming more aware, more compassionate, and more aligned with your higher self. Each day, as you let go of self-doubt, fear, and comparison, you come closer to your authentic essence, the part of you that is confident yet humble, strong yet kind, ambitious yet grounded. That's the real you, the version that was always there, waiting to be rediscovered. Growth, therefore, is not about adding something new, but uncovering what's been inside you all along. The light, the power, and the peace that make you your best self. Avoid comparison. Everyone blooms in their own time. One of the greatest obstacles to becoming our best self is the constant tendency to compare our journey with others. In the age of social media and endless displays of success, it's easy to feel like you're behind, like your efforts don't measure up to someone else's achievements. But comparison steals joy, peace, and clarity. It blinds you from appreciating your own growth. The truth is, no two journeys are the same. Just as every flower blooms in its own season, every person grows at their own pace. And that's what makes each story beautiful. When we compare ourselves to others, we focus on what we lack rather than what we have. We forget that everyone's path is shaped by different challenges, opportunities, and timing. You may be in the planting stage of your life while someone else is in their harvesting stage. If you judge your progress by someone else's timeline, you'll always feel inadequate. But when you focus on your own growth, you realize that every delay, every detour, and every difficulty is part of your unique preparation. Your journey may be slower, but it's also shaping you more deeply. Comparison often leads to frustration because we only see the highlight reels of others, their achievements, not their struggles, their smiles, not their tears. We don't see the sleepless nights, the failures, or the fears that built their success. When you stop comparing, you start respecting the unseen effort behind every story, including your own. You begin to appreciate how far you've come, even if it's not as far as someone else. Progress isn't measured by speed, but by sincerity. The most peaceful people are those who have learned to celebrate others without feeling smaller themselves. They understand that another person's success doesn't diminish their own worth. Life is not a race, it's a garden. Some flowers bloom early in the spring, others in late summer, but all add beauty to the world in their season. The same is true for people. Your season will come, not sooner, not later, but exactly when it's meant to. The waiting isn't wasted, it's the time when your roots grow strong. Instead of comparing, Invest your energy in becoming the best version of yourself. Focus on your progress, your lessons, and your values. Every day that you choose to grow, to stay kind, to keep moving forward despite the odds, that's a victory. Your path may not look like anyone else's, but that's the very proof that it's authentic. You were not created to copy someone else's life. You were meant to live your own, with its own rhythm and purpose. When you truly embrace this truth, peace replaces envy, gratitude replaces impatience, and confidence replaces insecurity. You realize that your worth was never meant to be measured by comparison, but by the courage it takes to keep walking your path. Everyone blooms differently, and the beauty of life lies in that diversity. Your time will come when you've learned, endured, and grown enough to handle what's waiting for you. Until then, keep watering your dreams, keep nurturing your soul, and trust that your season of blooming will arrive right on time.